Hey, welcome back, folks. This is U.S. Home Talk. It's Wednesday, noon Central Standard Time. We're coming at you. We got some great info today. Jason Walgrave here with Walgrave Real Estate Group and the Minnesota Real Estate Team at RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We've got the spectacular Marcus Walgrave with Hague Realtors out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Sioux Empire Real Estate market. We also have our great producer and insurance guru, Mr. Evan Little. Mike Overson is once again. He's doing so many loans, folks. He is just a machine.
he is, though. I mean, really, he is a machine.
He is a machine.
That's true. I think a couple weeks ago when he was on the show, when he could fit it in the schedule, I mean, that bro's lats were swole. I mean, he's doing work, not just in the office, but also the gym.
Also the gym. I will get emails from Mike, and I think everybody that knows me knows this. I don't stay up late, right? I'm early to bed, early to rise guy. Overson, I'll get emails from him at like 11:30, sometimes 12:30 at night, because he's still working. I mean, he's Mike's a fantastic husband and father, and so he does a really great job of prioritizing family, but he also gets the work done. That means he's got to stay up till midnight to get the work done. That's what he's going to do. So, although we do like to give him a hard time, it's usually more fun when he's here. When we give him a hard time, but this will have to do.
Yeah.
Folks, best way to get a hold of us anytime is our website, ushometalk.com. Check it out. We have a real estate hotline number. You can call or text that number anytime. 612-234-7585 is that number. Our website's got some great information and tools. You can connect with Marcus, myself, Mike, Evan, all of our fantastic show partners, U.S. Home Talk partners. So go to ushometalk.com. We're going to talk about anti-burglary tips for sellers. It is, if you look at statistically, there are more burglaries in the nicer weather than there are in the winter months where there's less nice weather. So we're kind of in that season. And so we're going to talk about ways to kind of lower the likelihood of your home being burglarized. Number one on the list, maintain your property. This one is, I mean, look, you can drive around neighborhoods and you can sometimes guess pretty accurately which homes are vacant or appear to be vacant. And a vacant home is more likely to get burglarized than if someone is there. So making sure the lawn is mowed. In the winter, making sure that driveway is cleared, and so we have one of our neighbors. I think they're gone for 3, maybe 4 months during the winter, but they still have a snow service. They have someone coming in and shoveling that driveway and making it appear that someone's there. But number one on the list, maintain your property.
Yeah, I mean, I think to your point exactly, right? I mean, if it looks like it's been mowed recently or the snow has been removed recently, well, if you're thinking about breaking into a place, you probably don't want to run into anybody. Right. So those are probably some quick deterrents. Like, hey, these people are definitely home, and especially right now. I mean, it seems like you got to mow every 2 to 3 days. I mean, the grass is growing so fast. So if it looks like it's just been mowed, I mean, they're home.
Yep, they're home. Number 2 on our list, anti-burglary tips for sellers. Number 2 on our list, know your neighbors. I think I feel like in today's world, we know less of our neighbors than 20, 30, 40 years ago. And I don't know, maybe that's because we got so much going on. Everybody's so busy, but neighbors are going to look out for you. So know your neighbors. We've got some good neighbors. If we're going to be out of town, we'll just say, hey, we're going to be out of town this weekend. Just want to give you a heads up, and so you got your neighbors keeping an eye on it for you. If you're out of town and there's not supposed to be anybody there and there's all of a sudden there's somebody there, neighbors can, make a call for you and keep an eye on it. So number 2 on our list of anti-burglary tips for sellers is know your neighbors. Number 3, access your home's vulnerability. What does that mean? Just take a look around, walk around. You got doors that aren't closing. You got, windows that maybe latches are broken. Is it easy to access your property through maybe you got a walkout basement and there's a door that doesn't lock well or doesn't lock at all. Let's take a look at assess your home's vulnerabilities and make sure that you take care of those.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think one growing trend that we saw here in the Sioux Falls new construction real estate market was that there was a number of people who, if you had a walkout lot, or what that is that you can go down into your basement and then you can access your backyard. So you don't. That's kind of the point. You don't have to go out the front door. Otherwise, if you don't have a walkout, you need to have stairs off your deck to get to the back. And that's where we saw a trend down here where if you were building a house, a new construction house on a walkout lot, a lot of people were choosing not to have the steps coming off the deck because they're like, we can go downstairs, and let the pets out that way, or the kids can go out that way. They just felt like it was one less way for somebody to come in and check on doors and windows if they couldn't get up to the deck.
Yeah, I've had clients build homes that have had teenage kids at the time, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't want to walk out. Let's go ahead and make that.
Yes.
Let's make that a lookout basement." So
let's build a moat.
Build a moat. Number 4 on our list, we're talking about anti-burglary tips for sellers. Be sure to check out our website, ushometalk.com. We've got a real estate hotline number you can call or text anytime, which is 612-234-7585. Call or text anytime. Feel free to leave questions or comments in the comment section on Facebook and YouTube. Either way, we want to make sure we get your questions answered. Number 4 on the list, respect the power of lighting. Are the lights on? Do you have a timer? Maybe you're going to be out of town on vacation for a week. Set up a timer. Front lights on the house, I think, are important at night. We always keep a few lights on all night long in the front of the house. And then on the interior, set up some timer lights where you got lights going on. It's powerful. Lights on suggests that there's somebody there. So a house that's dark, has been sitting dark for a week or two, kind of sends out the message that there's nobody there.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is on the list too, but with how many Bluetooth speakers we have throughout the house, I mean, go ahead and put a music list on repeat, or get some Sirius XM running and keep it playing. And the days of, hey, turn the lights off, you're wasting money. It's like, well, that getting robbed is probably going to spend a little bit more money replacing those items than it would be with a couple extra dollars paying for your super affordable light bulbs.
Yes, that's a great one, Marcus. We're talking about anti-burglary tips for sellers. We got 10 total. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to go to Jeff O'Brien's Legal Minute. Number 5 on our list, use technology to make your home look occupied. When I think of this one, it immediately makes me think of Home Alone. Where Kevin gets the displays up and it looks like there's people in there, and
got MJ dancing,
dancing, but it's technology's great. Like Marcus said, you got light bulbs on Bluetooth, you got TVs on Bluetooth, music. I mean, there's certainly things that you can use with technology's help to really make it appear that there's somebody home. If it appears that somebody's home, it's much less likely that you're going to get burglarized. And so we're going to go to Jeff O'Brien's Legal Minute. We'll come back and finish up with our last 5.
This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute. Before signing an agreement to sell or transfer real property, the seller must disclose in writing to the buyer information about the status and location of all known wells on the property. Included in the well disclosure statement are the legal description and county, a map showing the location of each well, and whether each well is in use, not in use, or sealed. At the time of closing of the sale, the information on the well disclosure statement, the name and mailing address of the buyer, and the quarter, section, township, and range, or lot, block, and addition name of the property must be provided on a well disclosure certificate. The seller or person authorized to act on behalf of the seller signs the certificate. When the deed is recorded with the county recorder or registrar of titles, the buyer must provide the well disclosure certificate along with a $50 fee. Contact the Minnesota Department of Health for proper procedures for the disclosure of wells at the time of the sale of condominiums or state leased land. This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute.
Thank you, Jeff O'Brien. As always, very, very good stuff. Folks, we're talking about anti-burglary tips for sellers. Best way to get a hold of us anytime is our website, ushometalk.com. Our real estate hotline number is 612-234-7585. Next on our list, and you think this one would be obvious, but you would be surprised. Lock your doors.
Oh,
This one I think is tough for Marcus and I because we grew up in Laverne on a farm, and it was growing up, I have no memory of us ever locking the doors. I'm sure mom and dad probably did at night, but it just wasn't common, but today's world, you just lock the doors, keep the front door locked, keep the side, just keep all the doors locked. And that's, that can deter and prevent some burglaries from going on.
yeah. The right before you go to bed, the check all the doors and windows kind of a deal that a parent will do. You're talking about seconds. It only takes a couple seconds to go through the house, check out, maybe the kids had some windows open because it was really nice outside, outside playing. It doesn't take long to do a quick lap around the home and inside the home and just make sure everything's locked up.
Lock them up. I think the most common one that's left unlocked is that walkout basement patio door.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one we miss, because the kids we're going in and out, or they're going out to the pool, and it's just the front door, that one gets locked, and this, the garage door, but that basement walkout patio door, that would be one to just to keep an extra eye on. So lock your doors. Next on our list, reinforce your locks. You can do more than just a regular lock. I think of when our boys were younger, like 2-3 years old, they're adventurous, they like to explore. And so they would, especially Joseph, he would just leave, just walk out the front door and start, checking out the neighborhood. And so we had to reinforce our locks with a lock that he couldn't reach. That was, close to the top of the door. That was for, keeping the kids in the house, of course. But in this example, you can do
it works both ways.
It works both ways. Both ways. Keep them in or keep them out, right?
Yeah.
But reinforce your locks. That can work really, really well. There's some great tools out there. We see patio doors or sliding doors. That you've got that extra lock that goes at the bottom. And so that is. That's another one to consider. Folks, we're talking about anti-burglary tips for sellers. Let's see what else we got here. Number 8 on our list, blare the sirens. So if you have a security system, a lot of those include very loud sirens. That's something that's going to likely deter burglars, or even if someone comes in the front door, and if the sirens are going off and it's loud, that's going to help drive them away. And that's why it's number 8 on our list of blare the sirens. Louder the better. There's
some cool light products out there, some
There are.
flood lighting that you can buy that, or the door cameras, the door ring cameras. They have a lot of really neat features. You don't have to have a new house that was built with modern tech. You can buy these products and install them in the front of your house, in the back of your house, on the side of the house, and some really neat features that they have.
Yep, it's good stuff. Folks, talking about anti-burglary tips for your sellers, for homeowners. Number 9, we got 2 left here, folks. Number 9, consider surveillance cameras. What's 50% of homes have some type of ring camera, a doorbell camera right now. They're pretty common. I've seen some extreme stuff, sellers that have cameras like everywhere. We're talking 10, 12 cameras throughout, each side of the house, the back of the house, the front of the house, and the garage. And, and so you can get maybe a little carried away. Some might say with the cameras, but cameras are great. And the technology is fantastic. They have cameras now where they run off a battery. You don't even need to have them hardwired. You can stick them on this, outside of the house and Bluetooth, and they're connected to the internet, and some really cool stuff with cameras right now. I think Ring cameras or that type of doorbell cameras is a really great feature as well.
And they're affordable now.
affordable,
Before
yeah.
they were like, "Ooh, that's pretty expensive for that." Now you're talking 4K video and
Wireless.
and wireless, like you said, Bluetooth, using Bluetooth tech and affordable. I mean, you can get a 6-pack of cameras and the whole system, maybe for a small monthly, a service fee to have that wired up and put all that information into a cloud. So a lot of options.
Yep, a lot of options for sure. Folks, we're talking about anti-burglary tips for homeowners. We got one more to go. Best way to get a hold of us anytime is our website, ushometalk.com. And our real estate hotline number is 612-234-7585. Last on our list, advice. This is a good one. Mark your valuables and record and keep a record of it, right? And this is going to be more towards if it happened, if you were burglarized. I think this also is, if you have a fire or you have, something where your valuables are damaged or stolen and whatever the case is. I haven't done this yet, and I mean, it's on the list, right? We gotta make a record of all the valuables, because what happens if a burglary happened or a fire happened, and there's no possible way any of us could remember all the stuff that we have in the house, right? So I saw a piece of advice a number of years ago is where somebody just went through the camera, and they just went through their closet and their video of all their valuables and kind of the whole house as a video record. Made it easier, would make it easier if you did have if you lost those items. So folks,
and if you don't have a smartphone, you could reach out to Jason or I. We can get you tuned up to a real estate photographer, and they can blast through your house in 10 minutes and get you a sweet video that's going to be 4 minutes long, and you can put that in your
put in the cloud,
email inbox or cloud or whatever you need to do, and be good to go.
Yep. That's good stuff. All right, folks. This has been anti-burglary tips for homeowners.
Oh, I got one extra.
You got one extra one.
I do. Yep. A really big, aggressive Rottweiler.
So
nobody is messing with a house with a big ornery Rottweiler.
So I met with some sellers last week, and they got just a beautiful house, and they have some dogs, right? And I'd forgotten what kind of dogs they had. Like, where's the dogs? Oh, they're in the garage. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at the house, and then I open up the garage to look in the garage. 210-pound bull mastiff, just sitting there at the bottom of the steps, and he just kind of looks up at. I mean, his head is twice as big as my head, right? And he's just looking at me, and I'm like, that's a big dog. Didn't make a sound, I think he's super gentle, but man, that was a big dog. That was a monster dog. So yeah, Rottweilers, dogs, those
German Shepherds,
pit bulls,
those protective.
Those can be
breeds.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. Because you got a dog, you got a ferocious sounding dog barking. Pretty unlikely anyone's coming in that house.
So now, if it's a dog that's rolling over on its belly, just by the sight of a masked person, then probably not
like your little Frenchie.
Yeah. Oh, hey, he's got a bark to him,
but no bite.
No bite.
Folks, we do appreciate you tuning again this week. Whether you catch us at noon on Wednesdays Central Standard Time or later in the week via our streaming platforms, we do appreciate your participation, and we thank you much. We hope you have a great week. Next Wednesday at noon.